Safe and Sound, a polyvagal approach for connection, change, hope, and healing is now available. But should you get it? Is it helpful? Who's it for? What's actually in it? I'll answer these questions in this book review episode and help you decide whether to get it or not. Hi, my name is Justin Sunseri. I am a therapist and coach who helps you live more calmly, confidently, and connected without psychobabble or woo-woo. Welcome to Stuck Not Broken. Safe and Sound is written by Porges, the Polyvagal Theory's creator, and Karen Onderko. She really brought the Safe and Sound protocol from the lab into the clinical world. The majority of the book is devoted to 13 real-life stories of individuals who have undergone the Safe and Sound protocol. The people in the stories come to SSP for many different reasons, everything from throat complaints to dissociation. These people didn't necessarily seek out SSP, but their providers implemented SSP into what they were doing. Some people sought out SSP. They have the clients have a wide range of diagnoses, and the SSP providers come from a equally wide range of professional disciplines, from therapists to coaches to physical therapists, and more. Polyvagal-informed case breakdowns from Dr. Porges himself follow the stories, and that was really my favorite part of the book. The Safe and Sound book also has other sections in it, and those include a listing of the primary and mixed states, which I thought was really thorough and really well done. It also has a self-regulation toolbox with a whole bunch of options in it for you, and a whole bunch more. So what's the point of the book? During my interview with the authors, which also came out today, Karen in particular expressed concern that the book might come across like an advertisement. I don't think it reads like an advertisement personally. I was definitely worried about that before when I got it, but I don't think it comes across that way. It reads as a genuine attempt to share information about the Safe and Sound intervention and the application of SSP, as well as the stories of success. So again, I was kind of expecting it to be an ad, but I didn't get that when I actually read it, and I don't think you will either. You can watch and listen to that episode through the link in the description. It's out now. The Safe and Sound book is fundamentally about the Safe and Sound protocol and how it benefits the individuals, the clients. Although there are a few other sections that supplement the content, that supplement the client stories. The authors wanted the book to provide an avenue for hope, and I think they accomplished that personally. Anyone interested in SSP is going to get the answers that they're looking for. Before reading this book, I was familiar with SSP, but I didn't really know much about it, and I didn't know much about it in detail, really at all. But I had heard about it, I had read a little bit about it, and I had heard from people who had gone through it that are part of my community. They share their experience. So I knew a little bit about it, but really was more SSP was something that I was really curious about. The book satisfied all my curiosities about SSP, how it works and what the music is like and what the evidence is for it as well. So for me, it solidified that SSP is a viable intervention with real results. And my interview with Karen and Dr. Porges took that even further and clarified for me even further. I really invite you to listen to that as well. So who is the Safe and Sound book for exactly? That's kind of a tough one to answer because I'm not entirely sure. It seems like it's for anyone who already knows about the polyvagal theory, although it does have a brief rundown of the polyvagal theory within it and the autonomic nervous system and the primary and the mixed states. So it's for anyone who's already has some level of knowledge of polyvagal theory, not for the beginner. So it's someone who has that knowledge and is curious about SSP. It's a super niche population, I think, that they're targeting. So very, very small group of people. So if you're curious about SSP and have a pretty good knowledge of the polyvagal theory, then yeah, this book is for you. You will get your questions answered, whether you're a client or a potential professional provider that's interested in SSP. You'll get those questions answered, and yeah, the book's for you. That much is clear. If you're looking for an avenue of hope, then yeah, I think the book is for you. If you're wondering whether SSP would be helpful for you as a provider to a client, then yeah, I think you'll get those answers as well, and the book is for you. The book is kind of for everybody, but really only the everybody's that have extremely specific interests, which is polyvagal theory and the safe and sound protocol, and our providers or potential clients to receive the SSP interventions. Very specific. The intention of the book is to provide hope, and it accomplishes that no matter who the audience is. Okay, so my overall thoughts about the Safe and Sound book. Overall, I liked it. It's an interesting read. The case studies are really the heart of the book and are not disappointing. I especially liked the case breakdowns from Dr. Porges, and I wish that the book spent more time on the case breakdowns. Those were, to me, the most significant, but I'm a provider and I read his primary source stuff and I implement polyvagal theory into everything I do. So that really hooked me. So I especially like the case breakdowns, and I wish that they had spent more time on those. The case breakdowns are fairly short, but they do contain some really good nuggets that I think could have used some more love and attention and really been expanded upon. There was a lot here that could have gone deeper and wasn't. Outside of the case studies and outside of Dr. Porges' breakdown of the case studies, the rest of the book is fine. There's a brief rundown of the polyvagal theory. I don't know who needs that at this point. That is covered so many places and for free, but it's there. There is and that seems to be standard in the polyvagal book world, is here's a chunk on the theory itself. I even have my own book. The first book is all about polyvagal theory. Anyhow, there's a comprehensive list in the book of the primary and the mixed states with some discussion on each. I thought they did a really good job with that. It was very comprehensive. There's a section on some regulation ideas and short and long-term effects of autonomic dysregulation on various bodily systems, which I thought was pretty darn interesting. I haven't seen that anywhere else, so I liked that section. That's probably something I'll refer to as needed. So all these pieces are interesting in and of themselves. They could live alone as books on their own, like they could be expanded upon. So they're interesting in and of themselves, but the book as a whole doesn't feel like a well thought out single piece of non-fiction literature. These other sections feel more like page padding, in all honesty, like they were brought together to make the book longer or more well-rounded, but it strikes me as unnecessary. Interesting, but unnecessary. I don't hate that it's there, but I don't need them there either. So I don't think it hurts the experience and probably should not deter you from buying it. Just my thoughts. It's helpful, it's interesting, but it's also unnecessary, and I would prefer to see more time spent on the case studies, maybe more case studies or a deeper analysis of each case study, especially from Dr. Porges, hearing the primary source, expert level thoughts on those. So really the case discussions are what you're buying the book for, I would argue. The rest of the material is there, but not essential. Do I recommend buying the Safe and Sound book? If you're curious about SSP and you know the polyvagal theory and you have $21 to spend on Amazon, then yeah, sure, I recommend it. At the very least, it satisfies your curiosity. And I also think that it provides the avenue for hope that they were hoping for, that they wrote the book for. I think they accomplished that. So if you need an avenue for hope, then yeah, I think this accomplishes that and it will provide it for you. If you're ready to try something new and you're interested in SSP, yeah, this book does a really good job of explaining what SSP is, what it could look like, who it's for. So yeah, overall, I do recommend for $21 if you're interested. If you know the polyvagal theory and you specifically want information on SSP, then yeah, I definitely recommend the book. Thank you so much for joining me here on Stuck Not Broken. You can buy a copy of the book through the link in the description. Please note, though, that using that link will provide me a portion of the sale at no extra cost to you. It's part of the Amazon influencer program. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.